Hello, everyone. My name is Brennan Barr. That noise you're hearing is my ventilator. And welcome to Page Turners They Were Not, my Star Wars podcast. Today, I'd like to talk about the evolution of my theories and speculation on Rey. Rey is maybe my favorite character in the new Star Wars films, though it's a close call with her and Kylo Ren. So let's begin. Let's go all the way back. When the casting was announced, I had no idea who Daisy Ridley was. In fact, most people didn't. She had been in, I think, like 2 British television shows. I did watch a little short film that she was in that I cannot remember the name of. But, I assumed that she was going to play a large role. But at that time, we didn't know much about who was playing who and whether or not she was going to be the main character or John Boyega or Oscar Isaac. So not much to go on for speculation there. This was in April of 2014, I believe, when they announced the cast. Immediately, everybody was thinking Adam Driver is probably going to play a bad guy, which he is. Or is he? That's a debate for another time. So that one we figured. But as for Rey, or we had no idea what her name was at the time, nobody knows. Nobody knew. At least none of the fans knew, I don't think. I do recall as we got closer to the film, the rumors were that she was going to be playing a character named Kira, which is actually, that's what the character was called in the early drafts of the script, or so I've heard. This will be one of those, if Chris Taylor ever writes a sequel to How Star Wars Conquered the Universe, it would be fascinating for him to uncover, was it true that she was going to be called Kira? So we then in December we get the teaser, which is very, very brief, very not much to really say. Of course, fans being fans immediately dove right into speculation. We didn't know the names of any of the characters, but we suspected that John Boyega was playing a stormtrooper who was a traitor to the Empire. I don't think we knew it was called the First Order at that time. We figured that Poe Dameron, or Oscar Isaac, he had no name at that time, was going to be this hotshot Top Gun kind of pilot. I figured that Rey was going to be this, this scavenger girl, and Kylo Ren was our big bad guy. And you may recall the debates about who was playing that mysterious dark character. I remember people insisting it was Gwendolyn Christie and things like that. No, and I figured, from the way the character was standing, that it was a male actor, so I figured it was Adam Driver. A couple of months later, they gave us these online Topps trading cards done in the style of old trading cards you would have gotten back in the day, clearly indicating that they were going to go retro on this. On those cards was the names of the characters: Kylo Ren, Rey, Finn, Poe. And immediately the speculation began. Now, because we saw in the teaser that Finn was on a desert world, and so was Rey, we figured, well, they'll probably meet up at some point. And then we saw the shot of the Falcon, which we thought, well, they're obviously going to escape from the planet together or fly off the planet together. That's my thought. So there was all that. Now the question became on everybody's mind, who is this girl? And before the trailer had ever come out, there was speculation that Kylo Ren was the son of Han and Leia, which turned out to be true. We got that. Now, I don't recall at that time that people started to speculate about who this girl is. But, you know, one of the things people noticed was that her outfit, especially her headdress that she was wearing, was similar to concept art of Luke Skywalker. But it was really when the first trailer dropped, which featured the famous, you know, Chewie, we're home, that the speculation began. Particularly with things like hearing Maz say, "Who are you?" to Rey. And Rey's like, "I'm no one." And of course, we're like, "Uh-huh." And so, for me personally, I began to speculate that Rey was the twin sister, or sister, of Kylo Ren. That Kylo Ren had once been a good guy, the son of Han and Leia, and turned evil, had basically sundered the family. We figured, because we didn't see anything of Luke, that Luke was probably in hiding, that Han and Leia were probably separated. And my thought was that Rey had been left on Jakku, or had ended up there because of sort of a rift in the family, because of Kylo Ren turning to the dark side. Now, most of that ended up being true. What was not true was that Rey was Kylo Ren's sister, or at least we must assume is not, and I think they're going to hold true to that. So, of course, this began a lot of speculation about, you know, is she Han and Leia's daughter? And I thought for sure we were going to find out who she was when The Force Awakens came out. We did not. In fact, oddly enough, Maz said to Rey that whoever you're waiting for on Jakku, they're never coming back. You know, we learned about her parents who had abandoned her. Or at least that's what we know at this point. So you would have thought that that would have put to rest any speculation about who Rey's parents were. Well, in typical fashion, because we suspected J.J. of being J.J. Abrams of having some trick up his sleeve, we figure, yeah, she says that, but that probably has nothing to do with it. So my mind immediately went, like it did for most fans, that she was Luke's daughter. You know, I remember some people posting videos saying she's obviously not Luke's daughter. And I'm like, pshaw, it is to laugh. You know, I'm like, how silly, how naive could you be? But as the time went on, I started to go along with that theory. And when The Last Jedi came out, and we learned that Rey's parents were nobody, at least that's what the story is right now, I actually went, you know what? That's a better story, I think, than her being Luke's daughter, or Han and Leia's daughter. Now, of course, there were a lot of things in The Force Awakens that caused us all to go, aha. Whether it was Rey saying to BB-8, you know, me too, I'm a big secret, or I'm waiting for my family, or even the look that Han gives her when they're flying over Takodana and she says, I've never seen this much, I never knew there was this much green in the whole galaxy. And Han gives her that look. We all read things into that. But it would seem that Rey was hoping her parents were somebody important. Rey wanted to be part of this story, but it turned out that wasn't the case. But I think it works so much better because it shows us it doesn't matter where you come from or who your parents are. It's how you forge your own destiny that matters. Now, there are debates about how much of what we learned in The Last Jedi is, to quote Obi-Wan, from a certain point of view. That's a terrible Obi-Wan impression, by the way. Now, I don't think that JJ is going to quote-unquote retcon any of that. I do think we're going to learn more about Rey's origins. And I talked about that, whether or not she's a clone or some lab experiment, who knows. I think we are going to learn more about her origins, but no, I do not think that there will be any quote-unquote retconning to say, oh yeah, her dad is Luke, or her parents are Han and Leia, or something crazy like that. So that's kind of my evolution of how I looked at the character. It went from she's Han and Leia's daughter, to she's Luke's daughter, to she's no one. And that's totally fine with me. There are a lot of ways they could explain it in The Rise of Skywalker. As long as they don't retcon any of that, I think I'd be willing to accept it. But as I always say, if I see the movie and I enjoy it, I think I will take whatever they send my way. And I think it all depends on the execution. So those are my thoughts on the evolution of Rey from nowhere. My name is Brendan Moore. That noise you're hearing is my ventilator. And thank you for tuning in. The page turners they were not, my Star Wars podcast. May the Force be with you.